stay here cleaning my face, y'all. But I know I got videos to get out, so I'm like, let me put these videos out while I'm cleaning my face. And I know who this is for because it was for me at one point in time. It was for me. And I heard people in the spirit asking, you know, why I don't have any friends. 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 Like over the past weekend. Like why I don't have no friends. You know, different things like that. Whoever this is for, you have been a beacon of a light to so many people. You have helped so many individuals. You have just been, let me tell you, you have been who you needed to others when you were growing up. When you was growing up, you didn't really have a lot of, you know, women, a lot of friends, a lot of, you know, women figures that you can like depend on, that you can go to, that you can trust, that you can call, right? And so that kind of left you with becoming, right, who you needed. Over your lifetime, you have developed friendships with individuals that have, with women who have just basically eventually like disappeared on you, who have eventually stopped being your friend, who you may have had a little, how can I put it? I wouldn't even say altercation, like a little disagreement with, and y'all end up not being friends, right? They had the disagreement with you and they thought they was going to continue on with the friendship like it was before, but it after a while you was like you know, because you are basically like a set apart person, right? When you connect with individuals, like you really connect with individuals, you really pour into them, you really like show up for them, you really are who, or you really be to other people who you feel like you needed, you know, growing up, or you need, you know, as a person right now. Like you the person like, I don't have that, but I'm gonna be that in somebody else's life. Like when you see people with a need, you become their friends. They children even end up asking, can you be their godmama? Can you, you know, you their auntie? Different things like that. And God is hearing you ask, you know, like, why I don't have any friends? Why I don't have any friends? You have individuals around you that act as if they are your friend. You have individuals around you who say you their best friend, but they really not your friends. God wanted me to tell you that they're not your friends, right? They are not your friends. Their definition of friendship is not the same definition of friendship that you have, and that's why you struggle, right? That's why you struggle, because how you define friends, loyalty, trustworthy. There was one point in time, this girl had told me one time that I need to stop being so quick to disconnect from people, and that just because I have a little disagreement, which to them it may be little disagreements, but to me it's something different. Just because I have little disagreements with people, that don't mean that they're not my friends. I'm big on, just because we disagree, and just because you know, we have a we're not on the same page today, that doesn't mean I'm going to talk to you crazy. That doesn't mean that I'm going to call you out your name. That does not mean that I'm going to mistreat you or mishandle you. But a lot of times that's just me on how I conduct with individuals because of God, who God is, right? I'm big on, if we have a disagreement, something so petty, and you treat me like you that 7-year-old girl, you start calling me out my name, you calling there your other friends, and you talking about me and all of that, and we doing it, girl, we not friends. We not friends. We not friends. And so she had told me that I need to stop being so quick to cut people off. But eventually God was like, they're not your friends. You know, they're not your friends. I put that, the way you define friends, I put that in you. The way that you conduct with people, I put that in you. The way you treat individuals because of me, I placed that there, right? And for whoever this is for, you got this one friend, this one situation that you go back and forth with. This person, when you talking to her about all the good things that God is doing in your life, all you hearing is crickets, right? All you hearing is crickets. They don't celebrate you the way that you celebrate them. They basically love to hear when you're calling them, telling them the negative things. When you calling them and you talking to them about your relationship ain't going right, they really in the background cheering. They really on the other end of the phone smirking and laughing, right? When you're calling them and talking to them about all the things that are not going right, and when you calling and you are expressing, because you are a transparent person, you're very transparent, you're very just you yourself, and that's one of the reasons why they don't like you. One of the reasons why they don't like you is because you are not a sugarcoater. You are very upfront. You are the type of friend that when situations occur, you're gonna keep it 100. Right? Because you want everybody that's around you to excel, you want everybody around you to have the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding that you have, because you hold this teacher spirit, and you're not doing it in a way of I'm better than you, I know more than you. You're doing it in a way of and you're doing it in a way of your growth and transformation. And that's really why they don't like you, because you are yourself. You show up as yourself, right? You a little bougie, you a little ghetto. You are very living a soft life, but you a hustler at the same daggone time, right? Whoever this is for, they don't like you because you are you, unapologetically, authentically you, right? Good, bad, ugly, whatever. You fall, you brush yourself back up, you get up, you keep on going. They do not like you because you are you. They really want to be like you, and they despise that. They hate you because they don't know how you are you. And so this particular friend, you have been going back and forth with her in this friendship, in this relationship, and God is saying they're not your friend, and it's coming to an end, right? God heard you saying, why I don't have friends, and this person is around you. This person called you. This person is a person that you can't even get up in the morning properly without your phone ringing, right? The person can't stand you. They don't like you, but you are the only person that's really standing, how they say it, 10 toes down for them. So they keep the connection. They keep the connection, right? It could be a week on end, 2 weeks on end, 3 weeks on end, where you sometimes don't hear from this person, and then it goes through a spurt where you're hearing from this person every single day, all day, and then they cut you off again when they get around other people, when they feel like they found somebody else that they gonna be friend, and then they come back to you. And because you don't feel as if you are so genuine, that you have had friendships that were genuine, that you didn't talk to these people for long periods of time, and y'all could talk and it'll be like nothing ever happened. So you're trying to carry it with this person the same way, but this person is really not your friend. And God is saying it's coming to a head. If you ever and God wants you to be prepared for this, because it's coming to a head. God has to cut off the things that bring disgust to your life, right? God has to cut off the things that no longer serve you, or never served you from the beginning, okay? Because you so much of a server that you forget that you need to be served too. Like, it's an exchange. It's reciprocation. That was your past where you won't receiving and you was always dishing out. God said that's no longer your portion, okay? And then is basically like that story God keep reminding me of over and over again, how the prophet wasn't received in a hometown. Like, you got these random no-gooders that, you know, just are around you because they know you, they familiar with you, and so they don't value who you are. That friendship has no value to you. And God is saying it's coming to a head. And what he it's coming to a head. You already been feeling like this person really not your friend. You deal with them, but it's just like a bump, you know, like a bump on your face, like a bump on your face, like a bump on your face that come back around, that keep on, you know, being in your space, and you keep on, you know, trying to treat it. You keep on, you know, whatever, and it's coming to a head. It's coming to a head, and it's gonna buzz, right? Because God even heard you praying the removal prayer. And a lot of times when we begin to pray the removal prayer, we begin to, you know, talk to God about connections and the people who we are around and different things like that, and why you ain't got no friends but people right there calling you and all these different things like that. God began to remove these individuals, and God is saying he got to remove these individuals because there is a team of people that he is bringing to the forefront that's going to help you pursue your destiny, right? And you cannot have, thank you, Holy Spirit, he just said that. But you cannot have these individuals around you because they are going to compromise, right? Your new team. They're going to be jealous. They'll compromise your new team. Back in the day, have anybody ever had a friend that when you made another friend, they had an issue with that friend? Yeah, I had a friend like that too. But it was okay when she went to another school and she was bringing her other friends around. I'm friends with everybody. Hey, how you doing? We're not even friends. I'm socializing with everybody because that's her friend. She bring them around. What's going on? Yes, I like her. But anytime I made a friend, it was a problem. She had her nose up. She didn't like them. She had like she couldn't stand them. Didn't even know the daggone people. Jealousy. Jealous. Y'all ain't seen that video of that man in the airport when he missed his flight. He was fussing the flight attendants out. He was like, jealous, because they told him no, you couldn't get on the plane. You missed it. But God is about to remove this person, about to come to a head. It's gonna pop. Don't be surprised if y'all get into an argument, a confrontation, that you are fed up. That this person say, oh, release all the things that they really mean about you. And it hurt your feelings. Because God know you're a person that once some people cross a certain line, ain't no coming back from that. They gonna cross the line. And it ain't gonna be no coming back from it. That's not your friend. Get them out the way so God can bring your team of destiny helpers. Because we don't need nobody in here compromising and getting in the way of what God is doing. They not your friends, sis. They not your friend. Let them go.